Hey, what's going on? It's Joey from the Hitting Performance Lab, Mr. Ty. Hey man, so let's take a look, just like your brother Miles and Eli, let's take a look at your swing in slow motion. So I have your swing looped. It's kind of cool if you haven't seen this before. It's one of your better swings. I know we had a little tough time making contact in these videos, but I'll show you why, or in this particular video. Let's do a couple more. We have the start of a good foundation. A nice quiet swings, not too loud. A lot of times some of my hitters come in, they're waving their bat all over the place and their hands are all over the place, and I always like nice and quiet hands at first. A nice quiet bat gives us a little bit more to work with and make ground. Let's go one more. Alright, Ty, here we go. So let's slow this swing down a little bit. Now we talked about the 3 steps, our foundational steps. I want you working on that this week along with your corrective exercises. What we're going to talk about, some of this other stuff, and we're going to move your swing, I don't want you to work on until I can see you there and work with you. Okay? I don't want you trying to do some of this stuff that you hear in this video. Like I said, the only thing is you're going to work on your 3 foundational steps. The step in the back foot in, gathering information. Step 2, stepping your front foot in with the knob of the bat on the mid thigh and the end of the bat on the inside part of the plate. And the 3rd step being your grip and your hand position. And then also your corrective exercises, your passive leg lower for your hip mobility and your super plank for your core stability. So that's all I want you to work on. Other than that, I just want you to watch and see where we're going to take your swing. So the next thing that we look at is we look at your vision. Now what I want to see is when that front foot touches, or that front heel touches down, when it hits the ground, which is right there, I want to make sure that that head isn't moving anywhere. It's not moving in or out of this circle, up or down. It's just staying right in the center, which it looks very nice. Now we move back a little bit at the end. That'll get cleaned up as we start to work on your footwork. But vision was okay. Your head doesn't move. That's a good thing. However, our nose, we want to keep our nose behind the barrel and your nose is out here. So I want to see this. I want to see that nose down. And then as you go through your swing, your eyes pick up and you're like all your other teammates and players you're going to play against, and you tend to want to pick your eyes up and look at the ball. Now you kind of kept it down a little longer than normal kids. But I want to see you keep your eyes, so we're going to be working on vision this next session, but I want you to keep your nose at this spot through the whole swing. I don't want you to even pick that nose up at all. You got me? So you watch your video games with 2 eyes and your nose pointing at your screen. Now why don't we hit the same way? This is like we're looking out of the corner of our eye, how we're at right now with your head, where your head's at. So we're going to clean that up a little bit. Okay, so that's good with vision. So vision, that's why we were not hitting the ball as well as we wanted to in our session here when I was filming you. That's why, because we were pulling our head off the ball. Yoenis Cespedes, I love the Oakland A's, and Yoenis, the reason why he's in a sophomore slump is this same reason. He's pulling his head off the ball all the time. Alright, so next we're going to look at your footwork. Now, as you can see, you're actually stepping in the bucket. You're stepping away from home plate. And that's something that has happened, probably maybe gotten hit by a ball or something like that, and that tends to happen where it's kind of a fear of the ball thing. And that's okay. We'll fix that. But what that's going to do is that's not going to allow us to hit that outside pitch very well. So those pitches out here, the only way you're going to have to do it is scoot way up on the plate, but then what that's going to do is it's going to kill you on the inside pitches. So we don't want to do that. We'll have to clean that up at some point. So that footwork, we're going to have to fix that. And we're going to get you a little bit more forward momentum. We're going to get your feet moving forward. I talk about the front foot as a gas pedal and the back foot as the brake pedal. So in order to go anywhere, we got to push the gas. So we're going to get your foot out a little bit more. We're going to get you to unweight that bat by getting some forward momentum and gaining ground with your feet. And then the other thing is how we're kind of squishing the bug back here, this is our brake pedal, so we're actually gonna pick it up and it's gonna skip like a rock across the pond. As that front foot, the gas pedal, pushes the gas, that brake foot's gonna skip a little bit forward. So we're gonna gain ground with both feet. That's gonna help out your upper half, your torso a little bit, in some of the compensations that it's doing, or some of the things that it's doing to try to get that barrel in the zone without getting jammed or without getting hit or anything like that. So we're gonna work on your footwork, and you'll see a big change when we start working on your footwork. So the next thing, Ty, that I wanted to talk about is in human biomechanics, and this is something that I'll talk to you about when we get here. But when we walk, just right now, if you walked across the room, your opposite arm and your opposite leg would come forward, right? You don't walk with the right arm and the right leg coming forward at the same time. You get opposite arm, opposite leg. So what that means is that your hips have to open one way, have to rotate one way, and your shoulders have to rotate the other way for that to happen. Now what's happening with our barrel is that we're actually losing ground. Like, I call this bleeding the barrel, and you'll see your barrel start to fall away from your hat before your heel even hits the ground. Right? So you're picking your foot up, your barrel's starting to fall away, and then finally heel hits the ground right there. See how far away that is from your head? Your barrel is from your head. So so basically what you're doing is you're walking with your right foot and your right arm forward right now. Alright? So what I want to see is that this barrel will end up staying close to your head, and you won't start to rotate these shoulders open yet until these hips do it first. So this has to happen first, and then the shoulders later. If we're bleeding the barrel like this, and I have older guys doing this in high school, so this is a very common thing when we're very upper body dominant, mostly arm dominant with our swing. Alright, so we're going to clean that up a little bit too, and we're going to teach you how to use your spine. You know what your spine is, right? That bone in your back goes right down the middle. We're going to teach you how to use your spine and your shoulders to create more force at impact here. We're going to teach you how to use your torso a little better and more efficient to supply power. But other than that, man, Ty, you look good. We got a good foundation to work with, and I think that in a short amount of time you put your work in, you're going to see a major difference, and you're going to have a lot of fun this next year. So keep up the good work, Mr. Ty, and I'll see you on Saturday, brother.